Hello, everyone. I'm Hannah.
And I'm Emily.
And we are the hosts of the I Don't Think So podcast, where we decide if we think a conspiracy theory is believable or if we really don't think so.
Here at the I Don't Think So podcast, we are affiliated with Flurry Sports, and we present our theories on your favorite place to listen to podcasts every single Wednesday. If you like what you hear, go ahead and like the show, share the show, and go ahead and follow us on Twitter at I Don't Think So _EH.
Absolutely. Woo, woo,
Woohoo! We're getting better at that. I'm starting to memorize our little intro better now.
I know, it's only been how many episodes now?
Too many, but what are you going to do?
We're getting close to the year mark.
I don't like to know that, but thank you.
I was trying to think. Let's see. I think this is going to be episode number 44.
Wow. So, we're coming up on a year and about a month and a half.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. If you want us to do anything for our year anniversary, let us know. And you can DM us on Twitter or email us on our pinned email, which is on our Twitter, which I check religiously now.
Do you actually?
Yeah, I do.
Dang.
I know. We've got nothing, just in case you're concerned.
That's okay. We got a couple of responses. By couple, I mean one. To our tweet last week, I asked what other kids movies scared people. Mm-hmm. And our faithful follower, Trevor, said 9. I've never seen it.
I don't know.
But the little GIF that he included on it made it look scary. I'll show you.
Bet you it is. Horrifying.
But yeah. I was trying to think of other kids' movies that made me kind of scared. The Haunted Mansion terrified me as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we talked about Monster House. That movie scared me.
That was a creepy one. There was, that does look horrifying. It's very steampunk.
Yeah, with the goggles and stuff.
Yeah. Movie 9, the number 9. No, I don't know that one. But a lot of the claymation ones, even Gromit and the Were-Rabbit or whatever, it's a claymation one.
Never seen it.
Creepy. Oh, Chicken Run.
Oh, yeah.
Horrified me as a child with the chicken pot pies and the
Barnyard, when
the
dad gets eaten by the coyotes.
I was scared of coyotes. I'm still scared of coyotes. I had one of the worst nightmares after that movie. And I watched it one time when I was a child, and I will not watch it again.
It was scary. I remember we got in, not in an argument. We were, really mad because he had an udder.
Yeah. Not anatomically correct. Anatomic? Sure. Not body correct.
Not body correct.
And
it wasn't just, a small little thing. It was a big
full
old udder.
udder.
Can't fool two dairy girls.
The
Dairy Queens.
The Dairy Queens. That is you and I. Yeah, no, because I remember looking at it and I was like,
what's the Disney movie? Cowbells. I was like, what are the two sisters?
Boy, talk about a blast from the past.
Mm-hmm.
I would have never got there. I'm so glad. Because Dairy Girls is a show now, I think.
Is it?
But I think it's Deery.
Is it their name or something?
Or the town or something. I've never watched it.
Oh.
I don't know. But not Dairy, Moo.
Sure. Anyway.
Yeah.
So since Emily had suggested a child's movie theory last week, it kind of sparked into me some of the Disney theories that I have looked up in the past, potentially for episodes. We did a few. Did we do it? We did Walt Disney.
Yeah,
was he frozen? But I don't know. Have we ever done a Disney movie theory one?
I don't think so.
So this is a first.
This is a first because Coraline was DreamWorks, I think.
Yeah, it's not Disney.
Yeah.
Sweet. So,
Wow, look at us. Only
very first Disney theory episode, and this is based on one of my favorite Disney movies.
Okay.
And the theory is that, actually, I don't want to tell you the theory yet, but the theory is based on the movie Aladdin.
Is that really one of your favorites?
Yeah. Do you not like Aladdin?
I do like Aladdin. It's a classic. Isn't Beauty and the
Beast is my favorite.
Oh, okay.
One of my favorites is Aladdin.
Mm.
Beauty and the Beast is, love that movie.
Oh,
I also I tend to not like the live action ones as much. I do enjoy watching the live action movies for the nostalgia, but I usually prefer the originals.
I think it genuinely depends, because I was never the type. I don't know why. I was never the girl that was saw myself with an animated prince.
Sure.
I was never
I never saw myself with an animated
date Prince Charming because he was a cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
And
are you saying the live action ones you can see yourself?
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. I'm I could date him. No, I couldn't. I could. I mean, they're real. At least this time. Well, the character's not real, but the person who plays them is real.
Sure.
So and that's not the only reason. Sometimes I like the live action ones. There's most of them though. I prefer the original.
Yeah, and it's I don't think I've seen a ton of the live action. I've seen the live action Aladdin. I like it.
I think that one I like better almost than the. Okay, no, that's
no.
Never mind.
It's good. I just prefer Robin Williams.
Okay,
as the
yeah,
genie.
that's my. I think Will Smith did a good job.
He did do a good
especially
job
for the shoes he had to fill. Robin Williams was better.
Mm-hmm. And Beauty and the Beast, I prefer the original. I liked Emma Watson in it. Beautiful, amazing movie. Just prefer the original. Cinderella, I honestly didn't love
either
the remake.
No, I feel like that one just was kind of a rush job.
And maybe because it was one of the first ones.
I think so.
Didn't love it.
No.
I'm trying to think.
They've done Maleficent, but they've never done Sleeping Beauty, the actual
I don't
story.
think I've actually seen all of Maleficent fully through. It was good, what I've seen, but I don't think I've seen the whole movie through.
No, and
the 101 Dalmatians remake was good.
Never seen it.
We watched it together at your parents' house.
I don't remember it.
When did we? It was recently.
Oh, because all I'm thinking of was Cruella.
Oh, maybe that's what I'm thinking.
And I really liked Cruella.
Doesn't that count?
It really was more. It was about her and her aspiring fashion career.
That's what I was thinking, though.
But it had nothing to do with the dogs.
Yeah, I still liked it though.
I really liked Cruella. I don't know. There's a lot of those movies that were never. I've just went and seen.
I haven't seen the
Ariel.
new Little Mermaid.
Little Mermaid. Thank you. I'm I am not thinking. I was Under the Sea, and that is very, very good as well. And that one I almost prefer than the original because I never really cared for the original.
Yeah, I wasn't a huge Little Mermaid person, and maybe that's what's been my hesitation to go see it. I've heard it's really good.
It is really good.
I just haven't gone and seen it because Little Mermaid wasn't one of my favorite movies anyway.
Yeah. Lion King is live action-y.
I don't know. I feel like it doesn't
CGI.
count. It's just a different animation style.
Yeah. So that one I'm I haven't seen that one.
It was good. I still prefer the original.
Yeah, I think the originals are
really
good. Oh, sorry. Tangent.
But anyway, we're going to be talking about the original Aladdin.
Okay.
So, Emily, could you just give us a brief summary about what Aladdin is?
Yeah, so Aladdin's a Disney movie based in kind of the Middle East region where the princess is named Jasmine, and it's her role as the princess to marry a prince. Because what else are women good for? And she really is kicking against it the whole movie about wanting to marry for love instead of title.
Or duty.
And we follow Aladdin, who is they refer to him as a street rat in the movie, but he's poor, without like a home, things like that. And he falls in love with Jasmine once they meet in a little bazaar. And he will do anything to get with her. So he befriends, I don't know if befriends is the right word. He offers to help Jafar, who is like the Sultan's right-hand man.
Yep.
And like tries to get him this lamp, which has a genie in it who can grant him 3 wishes. So he rubs the lamp, and his 3 wishes end up being just that he can pretend to be a prince.
Yep.
And like win Jasmine's favor, and then all in all, the Sultan's right-hand man, Jafar, is the bad guy, and he wants to be the Sultan. And then love conquers all. So Jafar loses, and Aladdin and Jasmine get to stay together, and she finds out that he's poor, and she doesn't care.
And the genie gets set free.
And the genie, Robin Williams, gets set free.
Very good. It's just such a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It has lots of ups and downs. I really like it. I feel like it's funny. I prefer more of the like funnier Disney movies.
Yeah.
It has a lot of good comedy in it. So, the theory I have today is that in the movie, originally, people think that typically it's set in the past just because of
Like the Sultan.
Yeah, with the Sultan, how things were ruled. But the theory is that Aladdin is actually set in a distant post-apocalyptic. Oh my god.
Apocalyptic?
Apocalyptic.
Oh man. Oh
I
no.
wanted to say apocalyptical. Like the elliptical.
Yeah.
Post-apocalyptic future. So, this is based on some of the clues that Genie himself presents.
Okay.
So, I have a few different examples of how this has happened, but this is pretty much based on different events based in the movie of different things that Genie has said and people that Genie has referenced that wouldn't make sense for it to have been in the past. So, this starts, my first example was in the middle of Aladdin's like makeover from Aladdin to Prince Ali. Genie declares that his best comes much to 3rd century. Like he's referencing it into the past, not like they're living in it currently.
Ah.
So that's the first example. The second example is if this would have been happening, like he was in the 3rd century and he remembers it, when Genie emerges, he says that he's already been like in the lamp for 10,000 years. It'll give you such a crick in the neck. So if this is supposed to be 10,000 years following the 3rd century, that would have meant that at that time, Aladdin had to be set in the year 10,300 at the earliest.
Jesus.
However, throughout the movie, Genie is also like referencing and impersonating a bunch of different 20th century personalities. So if you take into account him being alive in the 3rd century and him referencing people in the 20th century of him being in there, that would mean that Aladdin would have to have taken place sometime after the year 11,970.
Jesus.
Now, I was researching and found all of the different people that Genie references. Some of them, I have no idea who they are. So I'll kind of give you a description of some of them that I understood the reference to. Mm-hmm. But I'll include the other ones if you're like, wow, that person is such an important figure to me. Sorry,
sure.
I didn't know them. The first one is Walter Brennan. And that's when like Genie was like the old man saying like, faced galloping hordes, like that guy when they're swinging. And he's pretty much in movies like considered like the old toothless man.
Love that for him.
And he's in movies like The Invisible Man and Bride of Frankenstein, which I've heard of the movie Bride of Frankenstein, but I have no idea who he is.
You've never heard of The Invisible Man?
No.
Oh, okay. Never seen it, but I've
heard
Have you heard
of Brennan Walter?
No.
Or Walter Brennan, sorry.
Heard of neither. None of the above.
Yeah.
Huh.
But apparently he's in those movies.
Oh.
Another reference is William F. Buckley Jr. when he's like counting his fingers in the cave when he's singing, and he was like this like conservative like figurehead during like the conservative movement in America dating back to the 1960s. He like was on a lot of talk shows. I didn't know who he was, but apparently he has a very distinctive like transatlantic accent.
Oh.
That like that's what he was referencing, and then they
Mimicking.
changed his face to look like him, but I didn't know who he was.
No, I just thought it was a funny face at the time.
Yeah. Next includes Cab Calloway, who's I've actually heard of from dance.
Oh.
So Cab Calloway, Jeannie's referencing him when he like puts on the suit and he's like "Rat-ta-ta-ta." You know what I'm saying? Doing like you never had a friend like me.
Yes.
And he's dancing with the hands.
Yes. And he's doing like a wah wah.
Yes.
Heart.
Yes.
Yeah.
He is referencing Cab Calloway, who's like famous for he's the originator of like Michael Jackson's like moonwalk.
Wow.
So that's what he's famous for. But he was like a big jazz singer and dancer and things like that. And he's like really like commonly known for like his like pioneering his like scatting. And so that's who Jeannie was referencing during the little
Jazzy
moment. You know?
Oh.
Yes. Another person he references is Carol Channing.
Heard of Carol Channing.
One of the people I knew actually was Rodney Dangerfield.
Yeah.
And he's like a comedian. I knew him from like Caddyshack.
Yep.
And when he was saying like he never has no respect or whatever, that's like one of his famous lines or whatever. When Jeannie's like breaking the fourth wall to the camera after he loses the game of chess to the magic carpet. It's like, no respect around here. That's who he is referencing.
Oh my.
This one is like debated, but people think that he referenced Robert De Niro because he says one of Robert De Niro's lines from Taxi Driver, but they didn't like change his face. So they're like debating if it's just supposed to be just like Italian man or if it's supposed to actually be Robert De Niro. But either way. He also referenced Arsenio Hall when Jeannie like impersonates Hall's audience when he's like woof 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 like fist pumping or whatever. Mary Hart, who was one of the Entertainment Tonight's hosts of like the Thanksgiving Day parade, when she's like, "Here, June," or whatever during like the parade or whatever, and he changed himself to look like her. That's who they're referencing. Peter Lorre, Groucho Marx, Jack Nicholson when he's got the little sunglasses. He turns his head into Pinocchio.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And then he also references Ed Sullivan during like his initial introduction. He can like at the end, it's supposed to be like mimicking him. He also impersonates Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I do remember that one.
Senor Wences. And then at the very end, Jeannie actually references Robin Williams himself. Weird. When he's dressed up in like the yellow shirt and goofy hat saying goodbye. That is like the same outfit that Jeannie wore, or not Jeannie, sorry. Robin Williams wore when he had gone to Disney World, like for Disney the very first time for a different movie. When he was in Back to Neverland and he went to Disney World for like PR or whatever for that movie, he was dressed like that. So they made the genie look like him. Oh. So all of these references make you think that like Jeannie would have had to have seen all of these things to be able to reference them back to him, meaning that it's in the future. There's a couple other instances that people think this must be based in the future. Some people rationalize some of the like magical elements in Aladdin's world to different things. Like the carpet would be some sort of, instead of it being just like a magical carpet, it could be some like remnant of like hover technology that was hidden in the cave, presumably to keep it safe from like a nuclear war or something. Similarly, Lago the parrot being able to talk. They're thinking maybe because of it could be from like a nuclear mutation, because not all of the animals can talk, just him. Because like
there's like camels in it and elephants.
Well, and like Raja can't talk, and Abu can't really talk.
Abu, thank you.
So like
the monkey.
The monkey. So they're like, if the parrot can talk, like he must have some like nuclear mutation or
Or the
something.
parrot.
Yeah. Additionally, like Agrabah isn't a real place in history in the Middle East, but people kind of assume it's somewhere between maybe like Egypt or Arabia or Afghanistan, like somewhere like generally within that. But since it doesn't specifically say, they're like maybe it's because of some remnant of like this apocalypse.
Right. There's nothing left.
Yeah, and additionally, this theory has gotten some like merit because in the video game Aladdin, I've never played it. Like people have found evidence of like finding bones, and people think maybe like nuclear war like pieces. And it also has like things like 20th century road signs in there. Like there's a stop sign.
Yeah, there was.
And so they're like, maybe this is like leftover remnants from the past. So that's kind of the evidence stating of why it might be in the future. The theorist who described it thought that it was nonsense, and it was just like Genie's perception of time is like very unlike
Warped.
ours. Yeah. But they do say it's odd that he would reference the 3rd and the 20th centuries with nothing in between. But they're saying we could assume that the connecting years would be like another time he was imprisoned within the lamp or something, until at the very end when he's like given his freedom and gets to go to Disney World.
Love him.
But the theorist also presents 2 other theories instead of it actually being in the future. So one alternative theory is that Aladdin is definitely set in the past because Belle is reading a book about him in Beauty and the Beast. And he says, here's where she meets Prince Charming, but she won't discover it's him until chapter 3. Like thinking like it could have been like when she met him, like when they were
at the bazaar,
Aladdin or whatever, and then later meets like Prince Charming, which is Prince Ali. And the second theory is that the entire story of Aladdin was actually just made up by the merchant at the beginning, trying to sell the lamp. And he says, look at this. Yes, combination hookah and coffee maker also makes Julian fries. Will not break. So I'm saying maybe another theory is that the whole thing's actually made up just as a way to sell the lamp.
That's less fun.
Yeah, I know.
That was fun.
So what do you think?
I think out of all of them, that makes the most sense. It would be like set way in the future.
Yeah.
Because like between the 30th and the 20th century, like you said, like I feel like that would just be time where he was back in the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't feel like Genie would have been able to like pick up on pop culture references or like change his way of speaking had he not been like let out of the lamp.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if he's in a big cave in a lamp, I mean, does he have access to seeing everything?
I wouldn't think so.
I wouldn't think so. I don't think he's like all knowing.
No.
He's not like a
God or something.
You know, he's not like all seeing, all knowing, all powerful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because like Aladdin can lie to him and stuff.
Well, right. And remember when it was like Jafar at the end was like, I want to be the most powerful being on the planet or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then he gets turned into a genie.
Yeah.
And then locked in a lamp.
Yeah.
So I feel like it makes sense for it to be set way, way, way in the future. It's just weird to think about. But
I know.
He was like trapped in this cave for 100,000 years or 10,000 years or whatever he said.
For sure.
Oh, creepy though.
Isn't that interesting?
Makes me overthink the movie a lot now because I'm like, why did they make the parrot talk like fluent English, but then like Abu
Can't talk.
Raja can't talk? It's interesting how it's like a cyclical nature, I guess, of that like we've gone back to sultans and misogynistic tendencies run through and through.
Interesting. Life imitating art here slightly.
Always. Isn't that always?
Probably. Anyway, that kind of wraps up my theory.
That's a fun one.
But as I was researching, I was thinking about of how much I love the soundtrack to Aladdin.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, like, they've got some bops in there.
There's some really good songs in there.
And so then I was thinking, like, what other Disney songs are, like, absolute bops?
Oh.
And so I just came up with a list.
Did you?
Purely because I just wanted your reaction to these songs.
Oh, I'm so excited.
So, if you think of any other Disney songs that you want to add, go for it. And then you listeners at home, definitely tweet us or email us any other like Disney songs that just like really get you pumped up. Because I've realized as I've written this down, a lot of these are like Disney Channel movie bops, not necessarily Disney movie bops or like Pixar, but still good. Oh, yeah. And then that made me think, we can talk about this today, but what about when football season starts? We could do like a Disney song draft or Disney Channel movie song draft. So this will just spark the interest of our listeners to just listen to some of my favorites. So the first song I did write down was Friend Like Me, because that song just like gets me going. Like even the new version, very good.
So good. Well, if that song like gets stuck in your head, it's like
wow. Like, you ain't never had a friend. Never had a friend. You ain't never had a friend like me. Like it's good.
It is. It's catchy and it's got such an upbeat tune to it. I think there's some really good songs, and you might have them on your list. And I'm like, cutting you.
Oh, it's fine. We can
but
jump
it's
around.
Like, I'm thinking like in Hercules where he's climbing up the mountain.
Yeah.
Like I want to be a hero or whatever it is.
Zero to Hero is good. But no,
when Zero to Hero, it's
when he's climbing the mountain, it's I Can Go the Distance.
And that's an incredible song, but that's not a song that I want to like.
It's not
rock
like
out
upbeat.
to.
Yeah. Zero to Hero though is like
just
that's
like
all that. Also, the women in that, like the muses,
fun,
so funny.
Love those.
Hercules is probably one of my favorite Disney movies too.
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Anyway, that was also my list. Zero to Hero. My other like more classic Disney movie, the song that I really like is from like Tarzan soundtrack is just
Phil Collins,
amazing. That's another one too. Like You'll Be My Heart, amazing song, not like a bop necessarily, but Trash in the Camp.
Oh,
so good.
So fun. Do you remember? This is like where I'm going.
I feel like I know exactly what you're going to say.
We would go over to our Aunt Marie's house, and she was like
the Tarzan
only one with
PC game.
Yep, she had a Tarzan PC game because she was like one of the only ones who had a computer.
Mm-hmm.
And we all of the cousins would sit around.
Probably like 8 of us, just like huddling around this computer, playing this PC game. It's so good.
I would love to play
They should make that on an app.
Oh, yeah. And you could play like the trash.
Yeah, you could play the different trash things, and you could like pick papayas.
Mm-hmm.
That's so fun.
That was a good one. Oh, I love. Yeah. Shooby-doo.
I think the rest of mine are now all. Oh no! I'll Make a Man Out of You from Mulan is also so good. Definitely more serious, but it's still just like, let's get down to
I feel like I can run through a wall when I listen to that.
Oh, absolutely. You can make a man out of me.
You could. I want to climb the big pole thing now.
I know. That's so good.
Sounds like we're strippers. I could climb the pole now.
Woo! There should be a stripper out there that just dances to that song.
Let's get down to business. Splits.
They just climb it at the end and then slowly slide down. Our horses ran in the rushing river.
If there's any dancers who listen to us, can you do that? Please send me a video.
I'll pay you.
I will.
Okay, the rest of mine are like Disney Channel movie songs. But they're so good. One song I have like on my playlist at school because it's just so good, and I sing and dance to it all the time, is Play My Music from Camp Rock by the Jonas Brothers. So good. Like, I just wanna play my music all night long. Like, that's a bop. I could listen to that anytime.
So good. Oh, Camp Rock had so many good songs.
Mm-hmm. I
Camp Rock out now.
Camp Rock. And then I have a few High School Musical songs. Obviously.
As you should.
Breaking Free pumps me up. I know it's slow at the beginning, but like once he hits like we're breaking free, we're soaring. I'm like, yeah, we're soaring. I am on it. So good. That one, You Are the Music in Me.
Oh.
Cry. Love it. A Night to Remember when they're getting ready for the prom. So good.
Oh, yes.
And we're getting ready for the night of nights. The night, all right. Don't panic. Panic. Me.
Don't panic.
Is that all? Oh, work this out. We've got to work this out. So good. And like let's work this. Tink, tink, tink.
I loved High School Musical too.
High School Musical 2. Which High School Musical is your favorite? Is it 2?
It probably is 2.
I think 2 is definitely my favorite, like, songs.
Yeah. Storyline, it's probably 3.
I agree. I think storyline 3. But I also was like, I'm going to have a boyfriend that comes back and sings to me or comes and dances with me or whatever.
Oh.
And now I think back, I'm like, girl, why'd you go to college early? Go back to prom.
No kidding. And also, you've got the time. It's a night.
Yeah. Also, you have, like, how many years to go to college? Enjoy your high school career.
It is weird. Like, I took college classes, but I didn't, like, go to college, like, 4 states away.
Yeah, for sure.
It was weird.
Anyway. Do you ever watch the movie Geek Charming?
No.
Okay, this song is, like, not... It's, like, one of those songs where it's, like, it's in the movie soundtrack, but it's not by, like, Disney people. It's, Hey Princess by All-Star Weekend.
Okay.
It's so good. You should look it up. It's like, hey princess in a white dress, Chuck Taylor's got me upset. Wanna see you, so when can we hang out? It's so good. I liked all of these. I'll make a playlist that's actually accessible and you can listen to it.
I'm so excited for that.
No, I've had a lot of build up.
I'm so excited.
I just need a moment. This next, like my last song, this is really what piqued my interest because I went from Never Had a Friend Like Me to this song. I'm like, why is this the best? This might be one of my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
Just in general. Oh no. It's so good. I've had this conversation, like in college, I had this conversation with my roommates and they agree.
What is it?
Emily, why is the best, for sure, best Disney Channel song, maybe best Disney song of all time, Determinate from Lemonade Mouth?
Oh, I love Lemonade Mouth.
It's like, determinate, push until you can, and then demand more. Determinate. And then rap in the middle. Lemonade, doing it in my lemonade.
God.
So good. And then I went down the spiral, which I didn't realize from the movie, the one guy, like they wanted to do a remake of it.
Oh, sure.
But the ginger guy in it,
yeah,
he got arrested for armed robbery.
Oh.
So I can't make a Lemonade Mouth 2.
Out of all of them? Not who I would have anticipated.
No.
Not that I'm
I love that movie though. I've watched that movie so many times. That song, when they're like getting for like Halloween, like all pumped up and they're like passing out the lemonade, I get
so
pumped.
good. You're wrong though, actually, about the best Disney Channel song.
I'm not gonna swipe me, but that's fine.
You're telling me none of the Cheetah Girls songs?
They're amazing. I love Cheetah Girls.
I don't wanna be like Cinderella, sitting in the dark, cold, dusty, shallow, waiting for somebody
to come and set me free. It's so good.
That's such a good song. That song I listen to unironically all the time. Do you remember when you and I would have to go take naps at grandma's when we were kids, and we had that one Disney CD that had like, it wasn't just Disney, but it had like Cheetah Girls. Jesse McCartney was on there.
What was the one? Oh my gosh. I bet I still have that CD at my parents' house.
You need to find that CD.
Because, okay, do you remember okay, I'm not going to remember the name of the song. But, like, in the music video, the, like, chords wrap around the chick. Do you remember this?
No.
It was such a good song, but I can't think of what it even is. I just remember living to listen to that.
Oh, that was my favorite CD of all time, probably. Let's see here.
I also thought I should put on some Hannah Montana songs, but I didn't get to that far.
Amigas, Cheetahs, Friends for Life. Cheetah Sisters, Cinderella, obviously my favorite. You've got to strut like you mean it. Free your mind.
But you still think that's better than Determinate?
It's close. It's close. I think there's a nostalgia
Lemonade
there
Mouth,
for me.
but Lemonade Mouth is like it for me.
Also, songs I listen to unironically, literally all the time. Okay, firstly,
Determinate.
I only watched the movie like twice, but this song lives in my head rent free constantly, and it's from Oliver and Company from Phil Collins, and it's the "Why Should I Worry?
That one's
Why
good.
should I care?"
I haven't seen that movie, I don't think, since I was probably like 7.
I got streets and sidewalks. Anyway, but the two songs that I'm thinking of come from one movie, and I listen to them at least 5 times a week, and they come from a Goofy movie. And it's like Power Surge's 2 songs. So it's Eye to Eye, which is the one at the end, and Stand Out.
Goofy movies like horribly underrated.
If you haven't seen the Goofy movie, you need to go watch the Goofy movie, because it is such a good movie to discuss like how it is to be a teenager being raised by a single dad who gives a shit about you.
Yes.
Takes you on this really cool road tour. You go to this like roadkill restaurant.
That scared me.
The animatronic possums.
Yes. Oh, that's so good.
No, Stand Out. I listened to that. I listened to that yesterday, and I was like, "Oh my god, you see?" No, so good. Those two are such bops. My favorite movie is Princess and the Frog. I just love that movie.
That whole soundtrack's so good too.
That whole soundtrack.
Also, I was thinking of like I really like actually like the Encanto soundtrack. The Coco soundtrack's really good. I don't know, like something Disney does with the music. It just gets me.
I love the song Colors of the Wind, but it's not my like pump up jam.
Yeah, Colors of the Wind is good. I danced to that in 4th grade, and I finally got to wear a purple dress. There was like multiple years. Okay, here's the thing.
Let me just take this over for a second. Takes the microphone.
Takes the microphone. Okay. For those of you who didn't know, which is probably none of you, I was a dancer growing up. Ballet, tap, jazz, modern, hip hop. Hip hop wasn't good, but I still did it. Point. Anyway, when you're little, they typically have you just get like one costume. And the cool thing about the little kid costumes is like they would have like a removable tutu.
Oh, fun.
So you would wear like a tutu underneath the skirt for ballet and then pull the tutu off. And it would just look like a dress then for like tap. Because usually that's what you did when you were little, ballet tap. So like kindergarten, 1st grade, 2nd grade, I did dance. It was only one costume. 3rd grade was the first year we got 2 costumes. And we were dancing to Princess and the Pauper from the Barbie movie.
I love Barbie movies. Anyway.
And the girl that I was partners with, we went to school together, but she was a year younger than me. She was in your class. Do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. I'm not going to name names, but
I'm following.
I took it personal that she's like, I'm obviously the princess, so I have to take the pink dress. And I was like, I want the pink dress, not the blue dress. And she goes, no, like I look more like the princess.
That's just rude.
I know. This 2nd grader, the audacity. I was in 3rd grade. I should have had the first
choice.
Dibs, right? No. So she got to wear the pink dress, and I wore the blue dress, which I did like the blue dress. And they're the same exact dresses, just 2 different colors.
Yeah.
But I was still upset about it. So finally, 4th grade rolls around. We find out we're dancing to Colors of the Wind.
Oh.
And this is the first year where there are 4 color options.
Oh my God.
Pink, green, blue, and purple. And they're all the same dress, this like very pretty, like tulle, like stringy thing. It was very pretty. And I was like, I will do anything. I'm a purple girl. I love purple. And I like went to the teacher and was like, please, can I have purple? Like I have for so long wanted a purple dress because there's been other classes that have gotten to have purple dresses and I haven't had purple. I've had yellow and blue and white and blue again. And all I want is the purple dress. And I finally got it. And it was life-changing for me.
God,
That year I did jazz. I also had to pick my color for that, but I was orange for jazz. Didn't get to pick.
Oh, I was gonna say, why the hell did you pick orange?
It was like orange, like it was like neon orange, neon green, and neon pink. But it was like mostly black. It was just like accented with those.
Oh, okay. I'm fine with that then.
Yeah.
Sorry, I looked up Disney songs to see what else. Another bop. Hawaiian roller coaster.
Oh,
ride
it's so good.
from Lilo and Stitch.
I'm thinking we're gonna have to do a draft, and we'll probably have to split up like Disney Channel movies, which would be like Cheetah Girls,
Yeah.
Lemonade Mouth, High School Musical, and like actual classic Disney movies.
Oh yeah.
Maybe we might have to do like time year stamps too, because there's
so
many.
There's too many options.
Like we haven't even gotten to Lizzie McGuire movie.
Oh,
So good. Anyway.
Hannah Montana movie.
Right? That one made me cry.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I think we did it. But tune in next week where I will come and present a theory to you all. We'll see if we stick with our movie theme, or if I'll find something else and we'll move on to the next subject. But thanks for listening. Go ahead and follow us on Twitter. Like, share the podcast. And we will see you all next week.
bye.